All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Symphogear, Season 2, Episode 11. Holy shit. Chris, what are you doing? We just had a whole issue with fighting a teammate. And now you're just pulling out guns and shooting friends.
The frontier might have opened too.
Yeah. And what that means exactly, we will have to see.
Hibiki and Miku are in a sitch, and it's just a question as to whether or not that was a helpful one for both parties.
Right, like they got lasered, and, you know, it seemed like that was going to help Miku, and it might also help Hibiki.
It might. It's true.
But, yeah.
Yeah. This seems like some, finale setup shit right here.
Yep. And then on top of that, there's the whole thing of, the antagonists and their whole group being divided in various different ways and how that's going to shake down.
Yeah. But, everything will be fine.
That's right. Yes, it will.
Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. What the fuck?
All right, so we're going to have this episode end, right? With Chris shooting Tsubasa
in the back.
Multiple times. And then also double tapping in the head. All right, cool. How's the next episode going to start?
Well, Tsubasa's going to be completely fine.
So we're going to completely cut away from that. Not going to deal with the emotional ramifications of what happened or anything, or even the practical ramifications. Hibiki's going to wake up and she's going to be fine, and Miku's going to be fine, because that was set up from the previous episode. Cool.
That's why the blast was something that we were able to understand should be able to
now Tsubasa, she's going to be greeting Hibiki when she wakes up.
She'll have a white bandage around her head.
She'll have a bandage around her head. Gotcha. So what happened with the 5 or so bullets?
Nothing.
Nothing. Wait, so what happened? No, nothing. What about the motivation spike? Nothing. It might be a mystery where she's trying to double-cross the enemy, but she gains nothing from double-crossing the enemy later that she wouldn't have gained from continuing to fight them right there. No. It makes sense. We need to have Chris fight Tsubasa. See? Because that's been a question that people have been wondering for a long time now, since their powers have gotten a lot better. Okay.
I can't even end the show. I can't.
I love this show.
Why not have a thing where you okay, we're gonna have at the very least someone go with her to make sure that she actually is fighting, Tsubasa. No, there's nothing to stop her from being I actually betrayed them. Let's go.
Okay, cool. I scoped out the place. Because if she is actually betraying them, there's no reason for her to not just be like, "Yo, Tsubasa, let's go.
I'm killing you as well." Also, if she's actually betraying them, she just
no, right. But if she's betraying the bad guys, right? If she's betraying Dr. Vera and them, right? Then once she goes,
no, don't you know the main characters are the bad guys, right?
But
they're trying to stop them from saving the world by not letting the moon be destroyed and stuff.
Right after the guy just went up and pulled the moon.
Well, no. That was after.
Or Kirika wouldn't have been in those rooms, so she might not have been aware of the readings of the whatever, that he was actually just pulling the moon further down. Although it seems pretty obvious that he wasn't pushing the moon further away, and he was pulling the thing up. So if he grabs the one thing to pull another thing up, then it kind of does this. I think Kirika's young, but I think she does understand enough to know that. So
I would love to know the stress tension of the physics of actually this thing being pulled through the water, this massive thing displacing all that water as it's pulling something that's floating in space.
Yeah.
It's just that's among other things.
Well, and the thing is that this show is very much the kind of show that's cares about logic and consistency and things like that. Rule of cool, let's have shit happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is maybe going a bit too far. Not the moon thing, but the Chris thing.
I feel like I'm just being no, this is season 2. It's gonna get way crazier. So this is just buttering us up, making us,
ready.
It's
the same kind of things of when Maria's oh, Dr. Vera's so terrible. She goes to slap him with her regular hand, and then gets knocked aside, and then is like, oh no, I'm powerless. If only I had some kind of super powerful like mechanism that made me really strong and stuff.
Now, to be fair, the reason why Ver is kind of immune to them right now is because he's needed to keep the mom alive. But also in a lot of ways, his knowledge about how to use this stuff is what they should be able to do in order to save the world.
But to be fair, at this point,
the mom already found something, so that's good. Maria is now going to be working with the mom to save the world.
The mom already found something. They had already raised once the frontier is raised, they don't necessarily need him anymore. But 2 or 3 or he also just said openly, yeah, no, I'm totally going to wipe out the human race except for myself, so, even if you have to figure it out without him, it's,
it should be okay.
Yeah, right. But I love that Shirobe is like on their side, and that whole conversation was great.
I'm so glad.
The power of hand-holding wins out.
Kirika joining them as well, potentially.
And the idea that they still haven't actually talked about the fact that Kirika is going to become Fine. That's like on the on the
docket.
That's on the docket, and is it a little bit like being held out for like the drama later? Sure, but I buy that
we have no reference as to when it should happen.
We have no reference to when it should happen, but also like it makes sense that Kirika wouldn't have told her until now because it's something that's very uncomfortable, and now that things are getting even more uncomfortable because she's working with the enemy, it's like
it might come up.
Right, it might come up. Like she might literally, shout it out as it starts to happen in the fight.
Because she kind of shouted out a little bit of "I want to remain me. I want to still hold on."
Yeah, and she's like, "Wait, what are you talking about?
What does that mean?"
But they're fighting, so they don't have time to, stop and just be like, "What was that?" Yeah.
Right.
But the fact that
so Chris though, shot Tsubasa. Not just once, twice, like 5 times, basically. Yep. And at least one of those, was a double tap into the head. Now, I buy the idea that she maybe cares enough about Tsubasa that she shoots her enough to make it look to everybody else that she's joining their side so that they live.
But she's an expert marksman. She knows where to shoot her, where it won't actually cause serious damage.
Exactly.
Sure.
But then if it doesn't cause serious damage, why did it, be a thing where the other people didn't go, oh, you didn't kill her. Like, you just kind of shot her.
Well, I mean, it's the whole thing of like, hey, we can't actually kill off characters in Symphogear because then that's less possible different fight combinations that can happen. Or merch to sell. Yeah, so, right. So that kind of thing of someone doesn't die when they should, like, this show has done that plenty up till now, so I'm fine with that, right? But yeah, it's one of those things of like the show is trying to set it up like it's gonna be some reveal of like Chris was actually doing a Giga Brain 5-head strat this entire time.
I would love to see what they can pull out of their ass with this, because there's so many.
But none of that is going to be a reveal whatsoever. And the thing is, and that, not that that's necessarily a problem, but the way that this show usually goes is that it keeps things so unexpected, like illogically so, that it keeps things hype and so that you don't know what to expect, right?
Song of your heart.
Exactly,
that's what's going to allow her to fight, because that's what they linked together with their hand holding, so that they could actually take their songs to the next level and it wouldn't actually hurt them. So, possibly she's going to end up becoming at a point where, because they're bringing up the idea of the Nephilims being able to absorb relics and stuff like that, there might be some aspect of Hibiki that will be able to absorb relics and what have you, to where she ends up getting a new one. And then that's why Maria's here with this alternate Gungnir, is that Maria's going to die so that, Hibiki can end up passing it on to Hibiki.
And this is how Hibiki just ends up with the exact same Symphogear.
But with slightly different colors.
Different color scheme, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all perfectly set up. It's wonderful.
I just can't wait for the situation where Ver starts spamming his noise like he loves to do, and then all of a sudden it's a problem because Hibiki doesn't have Symphogear anymore, and then it's like, oh shit, wait, hold on. But I love that Genjiro and everybody on the submarine were like, okay, this is a problem, Hibiki, that you're just running in there. We already had a problem with you doing that when you had Symphogear. Now you're doing it with literally nothing and going on deeper into enemy territory while your friends are doing fights on the outside.
Yeah.
Right?
We have a guy that can run on water. We have Genjiro who can lift 10 cars.
And they're not fighting noise really at this point, so there's no reason for them to not go in there. But no, rule of cool, it's fine. Power of friendship. Yeah. Hibiki's hand holdings are powerful.
They're weak compared to Hibiki's
exactly. Like as soon as she took Shirabe's hand, Shirabe was like, well, okay, I guess I'm worth helping you guys then, Yeah. So yeah.
Shirabe couldn't take any more emotional damage.
That's right. Yeah. But I mean, if you're talking about emotional damage, all of the disappointments in the bad guys side have that plenty. So but I'm not actually saying that I'm disappointed in any of the characters. Okay. It's a thing.
All right. But, so we now see that this is what Ver basically wanted. He wanted to take.
I am mad scientist.
He's so cool. Son of a bitch. Okay, so he now has a Nephilim arm that he's using to absorb elements of the relic's powers
to be able to then guide it himself to do things like grab the moon.
To be able to control the frontier.
Yep.
In order to do this. Now, in a lot of ways, I could see this being a thing where maybe he brings the frontier and the moon close enough to where he can actually really truly destroy the moon, and then it becomes a asteroid belt around the planet,
right?
Like a big one,
But
that doesn't sound like really what he wants.
No, it sounds like he just wants to restart the human race with his underage prisoner and leave the human race to just die.
Yeah, we don't know how old Maria is though.
That's true. Yeah, it was probably said at the beginning of the second season.
Maria's also seems to be a bit older, just in general. But anyway, the point is, regardless of creepy Son, now actually having his plan working and no one's really fighting against him right now, how do you have this finale go into a finale and escalate it from here?
Right, because when I think about season 1 and how that finale went, we were to try
rather simple, actually.
It was pretty simple, but it did escalate things.
Fine has a big sorry, keep going. So just Fine has a big thing. She's gonna raise her dick up to the sky and be like, God, blow the moon, let me blow my load on you. Yes.
Well, right, but even after the cannon was destroyed and all of that stuff, and it seemed like Fine was going to get the smackdown and everything. Right. Fine. Okay, nice. We still ended up having Fine, power up like crazy to the point where it's like, okay, how in the hell is this going to work, right? Dr. Bear here, I'm. See, he's such a punkable villain that I don't know if he really will work as the hype final villain,
Well, Fine's just waiting.
Right, so it's probably that's probably what it's going to be. Is that Ver will be sort of like he's the temporary on hold villain until Kirika turns into Fine. And then we fight Fine again as Kirika, and then it's super emotional and everything.
Right, until we find out basically the twist that this whole thing is set up so that they can actually bait out Fine, destroy her, and Ver is actually the good guy trying to stop that. Yeah.
No, so we'll see. And I was legitimately thinking, because I thought that there would be a semi-logical explanation that they were going to give for why Chris turned on Tsubasa.
Sure.
That it was actually going to be no. Apparently, Chris is also a descendant of Fine. And she didn't know. And all of a sudden, she's starting to awaken and stuff. And then, oh shit, what do we do, right?
Yeah, or just a thing of where I'm going to get in with your inner circle, and this is how I'll do it. Very simple thing there, but nope. First thing she does once she's separated from everybody, she goes and fights Tsubasa.
Away from the
MacGuffin. No one's overseeing her.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to stop her from being actually, I wasn't involved.
Well, and also once she got on the okay, so let's do a list of who the bad guys have on their squad, right? Since Shirabe was captured / went off with protags, right?
Kirika, Maria.
Yeah, you've got Kirika, Maria, Ver, and Mama, right?
And
then Chris. Now, Mama, not a threat. Ver, let's be real, not a threat, right? He might be now, but But when they got in there, no. Now,
it's basically Maria.
Maybe Kirika, but and even then, Maria, I don't know, like
That's why I think she's actually betraying them. That's what they're basically doing
right.
Here,
No, I totally think that's what's going to happen.
But then why didn't she kill Tsubasa?
You think no? Okay, when you say betraying them, I don't know who them is.
I think she's actually like switching sides then.
I can't.
But she just cares about Tsubasa enough that she would do this. But yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I've never really understood them. Like, I've never really thought that the motivations of the antagonists in this season matched up with reality anyways, even though I sympathized with them and I liked the emotions behind them, you know? So theoretically that could happen with Chris, but I feel like at the same time that would be backtracking on a lot of the stuff from the first season of her becoming friends.
Yeah.
And in good. This own season with her like having the event at high school and everything and like just making friends and whatnot. So
we gotta have a dramatic finale. So
there needs to be a twist somehow.
Let's see if we can find another debate twist. Okay. Right. All right. With all that being said, we've got ourselves an energy blast thing grabbing the moon and yoinking it so that they can raise up a super ship that can fly, that's powered by relics and
cool.
all this stuff that now Ver has control over.
Right.
So are we going to sail on the starways and take a small group of humans to the beyond and then just start making babies? Like what?
I don't know.
What's your plan, Ver?
Yeah. I don't think this ship can like necessarily like terraform, but even if it could, okay, cool. Like,
maybe he's wanting to literally make a new human race.
I mean, he could be.
That's probably what it is. Is that he's like, no, you know what? Humans all need to be pseudo Nephilim relic, human hybrids. And that's what Hibiki is. That's what Hibiki is. I'm calling it like way earlier this season.
I mean, she's not anymore at the very least.
Well, no. This is the thing. She doesn't have relic fragments in her.
Mm-hmm.
Relic fragments might have been a thing that were just the remaining pieces that hadn't fully fused with her.
If they pull a Hibiki actually still does have some like hidden form whatever thing after all this, then
Come on, Jacob. Rules of anime. Rules of anime.
Totally.
If Hibiki doesn't transform in some way or shape or manner by the end of this season...
Well, but that could just be her getting Symphogear back.
Yes.
It doesn't...
Why should she get Symphogear back?
Well, I mean, there's the whole Maria thing,
That was my other theory.
Right.
Yeah,
and I legit think that could totally happen.
That's my favorite theory. My second theory is that there's actually a thing that's innate, that's something that she'll bring out, like the Song of Her Heart or what have you.
Sure, yeah.
But then what's the actual mechanism that she's using?
Her heart began to resonate with the thing that was inside her, and then all of a sudden it remembers still.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, this could be, to call back our super detailed notes here, this could be something where we are going to finally break the custodian's curse, which has held us in its grip since time untold, and speak the words of truth, seeking an age where the Lulu ML could be the masters of their own fate and transcend the past.
But that was all just season 1.
But that's actually the thing that could be the overarching problem of the entire series, is that the human beings are the ones that need to overcome all their boundaries, and Hibiki will be the vessel, the one that carries us through into the future.
I just love
that will point at the right thing, but not actually have the right goals with regards to it, because he's a selfish son of a bitch.
I just love that Ver, who, well, maybe
Makes
not
sense.
the full final bad guy of this season, because Kirika's probably going to turn to Fine, and that'll be really awesome. But he's like 90% of the bad guy in this season, if you think about it, right? And he literally has no reason to have power other than the fact that he stole a staff for people, and for some reason they just let him use it. And after all the stuff he did, they never took it away from him and were like, you know what, we'll use that, give it to mom, anything like that, right?
Mom can't, get around easily.
Right. She makes a noise to push her around. I don't know, but like... And then he just continues to do all these crazy shit while obviously being evil. All the people being like, I don't know if I like Ver. He's doing some pretty shady shit. I think he's evil, But it's like, oh no, we got to keep working with him and just giving him literally everything that he wants when they're the ones with superpowers and he doesn't.
Now, to be fair, Yukine brought up her reasons for doing this, in that she wants to stop war, which that is tied very closely into her character.
Sure,
but.
But we already went through this whole logic process.
Yeah,
of
we already went through that.
In the first season.
Yeah. Why?
What changed? Why now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's the idea that if the frontier is something that was brought up in this way, there's more going on with the frontier, so that the actual, revelation of what it is something that's more than just a really crazy ship or weapon or device of some kind. So
it was very cool having the battleships or whatever being pulled up and then crashed. That was pretty awesome.
Dope. But maybe that is a thing where Fine's like, not Fine, Chris. I think she could be Fine, but more of a thing of where she's like, oh, okay, you guys actually are going to be able to succeed here. So I want to be there with you guys, being able to succeed and make sure that it doesn't go into some kind of, now we're going to exterminate the human race kind of thing.
Actually, I just realized the whole Chris being Fine thing, it might have worked for the cliffhanger of the previous episode, but doesn't work here.
No.
Because given that she explained it as I decided to turn on them, now I'm Fine, that means that if Fine would have had the ability to actually control her movements to shoot Tsubasa, then she could have also just told them what the situation was. So, But
she is doing this herself. She has reasons. And we'll get into those in the finale. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.